Is it just me, or does this Mew look like he wants to fight? The final Pokemon TCG set of 2021 is coming out in about a week's time. Fusion Strike is the last set we'll be getting in this year, and Pokemon has been very, very kind to send me through a couple of things to open up. We've got an Elite Trainer box and an entire box of Fusion Strike cards to crack open and check out. Let's see if we can pull some of the better cards from the set, and I'll tell you what you should be on the lookout for when you're opening your packs. Alrighty, let's open up some Fusion Strike. We'll start off with this, the Fusion Strike Elite Trainer box. Obviously, every set has an Elite Trainer box. I'll just quickly pull this one out of the plastic, so you can't see my lamp. So we have ourselves an ETB. Obviously, this bad boy slides out, and we've got a whole bunch of jangly bits in here. The nice little art, the nice little box. Anyway, let's just a second. Let me have a look in here and see what we've got. We've got the rules, as always. We've got ourselves a couple of protectors, which are nice. We've got those, and we've got our energy pack. We can throw those on the ground. We've got a code card for Pokemon TCG Live. Hopefully we can play this game relatively soon. Then we've got some nice little sleeves. Now, these bad boys don't look too terrible, but the thing that we are all here for, the thing that everyone wants, are the dice. These are the dice. They're pink and blue. Pretty neat. No, we've got a bunch of packs in here. Obviously, every ETB will have a number of packs. This one has 8, which is very exciting. Let me clear some of this debris here, and we'll get into these. Alrighty, so we have each of our pack arts here, looking very exciting. Hopefully you enjoy this. Again, I don't really make this kind of content normally, but I think it's definitely worth doing, especially when these cards are so fresh, so new. Also, by the way, if you're hanging out expecting me to do things like the code trick, the card trick, that's not happening. We're just ripping through these. We're looking at them as if they are cards that we want to play in the Pokemon TCG. Now, obviously, there are some cards that are acceptable, there are some cards that are terrible, and then there are some cards that are not necessarily... I mean, there's no good ones in here, so we're not going to talk about those. Let's talk about Togedemaru first. I think this card's kind of cool. It's got the attack Let's All Roll Out. This has got a really, really interesting text. For 2 colorless energy, we deal 20 damage times the number of Let's All Roll Out attacks on our bench. You can deal a pretty solid amount of damage if you don't mind, so we might see if we can turn that into something as we go along, but unfortunately, no major hits in this pack. So we'll keep cracking along. Obviously, any hit will do, but we're number 1 looking for cards like Mew VMAX. Mew VMAX is probably the set. The cards are this. Look at this, a Greninja. We'll talk about him in a second. And we've also got Cross Switcher, which is arguably more exciting. Let's just throw these to the side. Okay, so Greninja V, a pretty nice little hit there. Not necessarily an amazing card. It's got Dancing Shuriken, which does 80 damage for, what is it, flipping 3 coins? So if every heads you get, which is pretty solid. I mean, the energy cost is a little much, so I don't necessarily think this is super playable, but definitely cool. We'll sleeve that up in a second, but this card, boy oh boy, this is the best card in the pack. Cross Switcher. We played 2 of these cards at once, and then we switch one of our opponent's benched Pokemon with their active. If we do, switch our active with one of our benched Pokemon. You might remember the supporter card Guzma from a while back. Cross Switcher is effectively that card. Obviously, it does require that we play 2 of them. Cross Switcher does, of course, mean that we need to play 2 of them, but you know what? I'm more than happy to play 2 of that card, especially if it means that I can play another supporter. We'll just chuck that at the back there and keep cracking along. So I guess the thing that we need to do now is ask you, what card are you most excited to pull out of Fusion Strike? There are a ton of cards in this set that are very exciting. I've definitely got my favourites. Hopefully we hit some of them in this video today. This Pyukumuku is kind of cool. We'll talk about him for a second. It's got Pyukumuku, which is a very interesting ability name. If this Pokemon's in your hand, you can reveal it and put it on the bottom of your deck, and then if you do, draw a card. You can't use more than 1 Pyukumuku ability each turn. So essentially, you get this card in your hand, you can just put it on the bottom of the deck and give yourself an extra card. Pretty solid, if you ask me. I'm going to edit out some of these awkward silences. Gee whiz. For these Pokemon TCG content creators, desperately trying to... Oh, that was a dud pack. Nothing much going on in there. Desperately trying to make the act of opening up Pokemon cards entertaining. Now what's really interesting is that I've seen 2 different colours of code cards on the back. We've got the black ones and the white ones. Now you have to assume the white ones are the same as old white codes. So we're going to assume that that's the case, but obviously we don't know anything at the moment. We've got an Onix, Choodle, Shroomish, Klefki, Trubbish, Clamperl, Steelix. Look at that, we got the whole line in one pack there. Definitely very exciting. Okay, here's a card that we can talk about. We've got Chili, Silent, and Cress, a very cool Fusion Strike supporter. Search your deck for up to 3 Fusion Strike Pokemon, reveal them and put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. If you're interested in playing the Mew VMAX and, Genesect V deck, which is hyped up as being one of the better decks in the format, perhaps this supporter could be worth playing for you. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. Time will tell what the best versions of all of these decks are. I did notice, by the way, this Meowth, the artwork on this lines up with a bunch of other cards. It's very, very cool. You should look into that. I mean, if you want, you don't have to. Dud pack. So we keep on cracking through. We've got tons of cards to open up. We've got Gorbis here, which is not terrible. Oh, and Battle VIP Pass, a couple of cards to talk about. Gorbis has Rapid Strike Canceller. This ability is neat. It means that Rapid Strike Pokemon in play have no abilities, so things like Octillery no longer working. And then Battle VIP Pass is a very, very neat card that lots of people have been talking about. You can only use this card on your first turn, but if you do, you can search for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. This could, theoretically, be a very nice way of setting up your benched Pokemon. Very nice. This is our last pack from the ETB before we start cracking open the box. We've only got a Greninja V out of it, so it's not necessarily been the most busted ETB, but hey, packs are packs, am I right? We've got ourselves a nice reverse holo Judge there, but again, another pretty average pack. If you've been around the game for long enough, Judge is obviously a card you're familiar with. Each player shuffles their hand into the deck and draws 4 cards. I think this art looks very, very nice. Anyway, that's the ETB. This is the only pull. Ooh. Oh, the camera's over here. Hello, Greninja. Maybe we'll have some more luck with this. Bang! Oop, geez, that hit the ground rather hard. Fusion Strike in the flesh. I love the pink. Look at this. What a nice little box. We've got Boltund on the side. Obviously, Boltund VMAX coming through in this set. We've got Fusion Strike cards. Very exciting. There's the Genesect, and obviously our big Mew on the front. Let's take these cards out of the plastic. How do you get this plastic off? It's actually relatively easy. Just like that. Okay, let's flip this bad boy open. We've got ourselves an entire booster box of cards. Ow. To work through. Look at these guys. Oh, jeez. Packs of cards, guys. Alright, let's just slide those off to the sides and get ourselves going. We're going to try and rip through this relatively quickly. We are not here to build suspense. We are here to talk about cards that are potentially playable, like this Caterpie. No, I'm just kidding. Caterpie's not potentially playable. Let's cruise on through. What do we have in here? We've got a Cursor as the rare, and ooh, look at this, couple of good playable cards at the end. We've got ourselves Fusion Strike Energy, which is the brand new Fusion Strike Special Energy. Obviously, Fusion Strike Pokemon, just like Rapid and Single Strike Pokemon, have their own trainers and energy cards, and this is it for the Fusion types. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but it only provides 1 energy at a time, and you prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon that the card is attached to. You can only attach it to Fusion Pokemon, and we've got Alessa's Sparkle here, a brilliant Fusion Strike supporter. Choose up to 2 of your Fusion Strike Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a Fusion Strike Energy card and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So these 2 cards work in tandem to get those Fusion Pokemon attacking. We can get Mew attacking very, very quickly with these 2. Let us waste no more time. More cards must be opened, and they must be opened very quickly. Alright, let's see what we've got in here. I'll just chug on through. Oh my goodness. These packs are not doing me very well here at the moment. Now, this either means that we are going to have one of the worst pack openings that you've ever seen on YouTube, or we're going to have a real big run of cards. I think we've got something here. Ooh, Gengar VMAX. What do you say about that? We'll just double check. Oh, we've got Cram-O-Matic in here as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Let's talk about Gengar VMAX. This is a very, very exciting new single strike card from this set. Lots of people have been super keen for it. Fear and Panic is the attack that lots of people are wanting to use. For 2 Dark Energy, we deal 60 damage times the amount of Pokemon V and Pokemon GX in play. Now, if you think about it, there's going to be a lot of Pokemon V in play. You're going to be dealing a ton of damage with Fear and Panic, and you can also attach single strike energy to this Gengar to get it to attack really efficiently. We've also got G-Max Swallow Up, which deals 250, and then this Gengar cannot attack again next turn. This is definitely a really nice pull. Very happy with this one, and definitely one to watch out for as soon as I start playing on Pokemon Live or PTCGO, whatever comes out first. So put this in a sleeve. It seems like a smart thing to do. Alright, we keep plugging along. Hopefully we can pull some more excellent cards. I was just talking about how it was looking a little bit grim for a while there, but you know what? We managed to get something. Do we have something in this pack too? Well, at first glance it doesn't really look like it, but I do want to draw your attention to this Basculin, a pretty cool little card. It's got a 2 energy attack, Swarm the Wound, which deals 30 damage plus 10 more for every damage counter on your opponent's active. With Rapid Strike energy, you can attack with 1 attachment, which is really cool. Potentially useful in things like Inteleon VMAX or Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which is cool. Definitely a card to look out for. I may have bumped the camera. I don't want to make any assertions, but the camera may be in a slightly different position. Let's cruise through. What do we got? Nothing. Nada. Is this set not good? Is the fact that there's 700 cards in this set a big old negative? Am I rigging it so that I only open packs that are bad at the start to make the end of the video better? Well, we'll have to wait and find out. No, we're not. We're not doing that. Mew V is a very good card to get. Look at this guy. Very nice. Obviously not as nice as the VMAX, which we do want to pull, but definitely a good pull. Mew V has Energy Mix, which allows us to search the deck for an energy card and attach it to a Fusion Strike Pokemon. But the most important piece of text on here is Psychic Leap. For 70 damage, we also shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. If you've got this on the bench when you use a Mew VMAX, you can copy that attack and keep your VMAXs alive, which is really cool. Definitely a good pull. Yeah. Whoopa, down the back you go. Greninja's in the middle there, like he's the hero of the set. Alright, keep plugging away, Mitch. Don't ever stop opening Pokemon cards. Also, as you're watching this, the pre-releases for Fusion Strike will be happening this weekend, so definitely get along to your local game store if they are running one. Look at this, we've got ourselves a new Art of Quickball. Fantastic stuff. And we've also got this Maractus with Ditch and Shake, which is not a good attack, but I'm going to use it. My piles are going all over the place. I don't know what's happening anymore. Let's keep powering through. Bear in mind, of course, that opening a booster box is something that only people that are out of their mind should do. If you are a type of person that wants specific cards, just buy the specific cards. You don't need to buy the booster box. It's ridiculous. Look at this Butterfree, by the way. Look at that shine. Tricolored Scales is a pretty cool ability when we play this from our hand to evolve one of our Pokemon. Our opponent's active is burned, confused, and poisoned. I'm going to pair this bad boy up with Salazzle. Make yourself a nice little budget deck. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, as I was saying, if you're looking for Vs or VMAXs or Altarts or whatever it is, and you don't want to necessarily spend a ton of money, then don't buy booster boxes, don't buy loose packs, just buy the cards that you want. Only buy booster boxes if you are aware that you are opening them for fun, like I am here. Cram-O-Matic is a fun card. Look at this. You can only use this card if you discard another item card from your hand. Then you flip a coin, search your deck for a card, and put it into your hand. if this works, it is a very, very cool card. But there are a lot of criteria to get this thing to go. Frankly, I just like the artwork. Look at that. Look at that cram. Look at him there. Next pack. Open the thing. Remove the code. Shuffle the cards out. Get nothing. Move on. If you've opened up enough packs like I have, you've got a pretty good indication of whether any of these cards are going to be good. Oh, talk about a good card. There we have one. I like this Deoxys. I think this Deoxys is pretty neat. It, obviously as a holo rare, is a little bit difficult to get your hands on, but Fusion Strike, Single Strike, and Rapid Strike criteria on this thing makes it a pretty solid attacker. Photon Boost deals 80 damage for 3 colorless, and if we have Fusion Strike energy attached, we deal 80 more, so 160. Plus you can attach Rapid Strike energy to this to make that cost a little lower. I like this. I think this is definitely something. Not necessarily great, but, you know, fun. I feel like this video has been underwhelming. If you feel like this video has been underwhelming, please leave a like. That would be great. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep cruising through here. What do we got? We've got, oh, nothing. It's a nothing pack. We got a Spongy Gloves. Could this be the single worst booster box and ETB opening that anyone has ever seen? We've got ourselves another holo rare, but Landorus is not a chase card in this set at all. In fact, I'd say that this Cross Seaver is probably a better card. If we play 2 of these at once, we can grab a supporter card or a Pokemon from our discard pile and put it into our hand. Pretty useful, although not a lot of decks will probably play it straight up. Definitely interesting. This Landorus is just a nice looking holo. I feel like I've seen that art before, though. Maybe I'm just insane. Maybe opening these packs has driven me mad. Mad with anticipation for whatever's in here. Oh my goodness. Oh, there was nothing. It was nothing, guys. Oh, we got a cross switcher. Packs. Code. Cards. Another Pikachu V. Look at this. Alrighty. I don't know why they keep printing Pikachu Vs. We just got like 6 of them in the last set. But hey, here they are. Not necessarily very playable, but looks happy. Well, that's the most important thing. Here you go into your house, little Pikachu. You can go back here to the scary Gengar. Yes, you can. Alright, more packs to open. If I can open them. Takes a little bit of time and effort, but it eventually works out. Bum, bum. What do we get? Just talk amongst yourselves for a bit. Now, see, I shouldn't be complaining because I've managed to get myself a Gengar VMAX and a Mew, so that's a big win, frankly. And it's always good to get good playable cards, but there's always that little bit of disappointment when you open up a pack and you get a good card. It's not necessarily disappointing, but we got two good cards, guys, look, all I have to do is complain. Alright, so let's talk about Power Tablet first. This is a great card for your Fusion Strike decks. During your turn, your Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, just like Electro Power Evolved. This can make your Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks that much more powerful. And we've also got Latias, which has Red Assist, which is a pretty neat ability, allows us to attach a Psychic Energy from our hand to one of our Latios. But the most important thing here is Dyna Barrier, 70 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from Pokemon VMAX. We're probably not going to attack with the Latias. Instead, we'll attack with Mew VMAX, copy that effect, and your opponent's VMAX Pokemon will not be able to hit you. This is a pretty good card. Plus, like, look at the art. Look at that. So colourful. Alright, so we've learnt our lesson. We need to complain. Alright, these packs respond to complaints. This pack's gonna be terrible. Here we go. Get rid of the code. Fire through. What do we have? Oh, it was. We've got Dunsparce, though. This is a pretty neat card. Not necessarily super powerful right now, but later could be very useful. It has Mysterious Nest, which means that colorless Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponents, have no weakness. Very, very cool. Alright, I've lost count of the amount of packs that I've opened. I feel like I'm halfway there, living on a prayer, but you know what? We'll never know. We will never, ever know as we continue along our way opening up packs upon packs upon packs. We've grabbed ourselves a Granbull here, which is it's a pretty neat little card. We'll talk about this for a second. Dig Up is the ability. When we evolve it, we grab 2 Pokemon tool cards from our discard pile and put them into our hand. We could potentially combine this with Maractus to get some nice damage off, but you know what? I think it's all about the art on this one. I wonder what he's looking at. We've got ourselves one last pack from the right-hand side of the screen. The right-hand side of the screen has been very interesting for us, and we've managed to pull a Feraligatr here, which is a very nice looking card. It's got a very interesting ability as well, Rowdy. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, discard the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. It's a pretty good ability. But if tails, you discard the top 5 cards of yours. So, probably not necessarily super great. I've also got Crunch here as an attack. Nice card, I like it. Probably not very meta. Alright, on to the left-hand side, we've got a ton of packs over here. There's a Genesect on this one. Alright, we need to find ourselves some more Pokemon V. Any hits would be great. Now, if you're the type of person that does like to open booster boxes, the hit rates vary. Obviously, it is its own form of randomness, but there are plenty of opportunities to get some good cards. Not in this pack, though. But ultimately, if we're looking at 1 or 2 VMAXs, we're probably looking at 4 or so Vs, maybe an Ultra Rare, maybe 2. Hopefully we can get some pulls to round this video out. That would be fantastic. Looks like we've got something here. Talk about pulls. We've got a Dodrio. So, Dodrio V, a very neat looking Rapid Strike V. Its attacks aren't great, but you know what? I just like the fact that Dodrio has a decent looking card. No reprieve for 1 color, steals 20, and then during your next turn, your Pokemon's attacks do 80 more damage to your opponent's active, which is pretty solid. And then you've also got Rampaging Drill, which does 160 for 3 colorless energy, and you deal 30 damage to yourself. If you've used No Reprieve and then Rampage Drill, however, you will deal a ton more damage, so maybe could be good. Rapid Strike as well, which means it's got a couple of good cards that can pair up with it. You know what? It's a V. We'll put it in a sleeve. We'll put it in a sleeve. You can go over here. Over in the side, dear. There you go. Just sit quietly, Dodrio. Jeez, you know what set is big when you open up packs and you're seeing arts that you don't remember. This Krogunk looks like he's in a very exciting holiday at the moment. This is a card. We're gonna move on before I go crazy. This pack doesn't have anything in it, so sorry. Maybe this one. Nope. I'm sorry. There's nothing here. Maybe this one. We've got to pull something eventually, right? Like, this would be a turn up for the books if this is all we get. If this is all of the good cards that we get, I will be very surprised. And look at this. We've got ourselves a Rillaboom V. Another, it's not necessarily a chase card, but it's another hint. Pretty nice. Again, another Rapid Strike. Very, very cool. Obviously, this evolves into Rillaboom VMAX, which is probably a more interesting card, but you know what? This one looks shiny. You can see the lamp. Just the lamp. In our sleeve. Over with Pikachu. Jaja, more pack. Open the pack. Get the card. Get the card. Get the adrenaline rush when you pull something good. Let's go. Here we go. Aww. Hey, look. Sandshrew. More Pokemon cards. Again, like I said, if you're a collector and you enjoy the experience of opening packs, then go for it. But I cannot stress enough, do not buy boxes of Pokemon cards because you probably won't get what you want. You might get a Goodra though. This is a very interesting card. Slimy Room is the ability. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, whenever your opponent tries to attach an energy card from their hand to a Pokemon, they have to flip a coin. If tails, your opponent discards that energy instead of attaching it, and this doesn't use up their energy attachment for the turn. If you get very lucky, you could discard a lot of energy with this, but you know what? It's a stage 2. It's going to be tough. You can go back in the pile, Mr. Goodra. Hey, Power Tablet, what are you doing over here? Zah! I will never get over how difficult it is to open packs sometimes. Let's keep cracking through. We've got a Starmie and a Steelix, but nothing of note in that one, but perhaps in this one. We've hit so far 4 basic Vs, so if we didn't pull another one of those, I would not be surprised. We've also pulled one VMAX. One VMAX is usually the minimum that you'll get. Sometimes you might grab some extra ones. We've got 2 cards here that are worth talking about, which is really, really cool. I like this Arcanine. Beyond that, it's not very good. This Blissey, however, has a very, very interesting combination of attacks and abilities. The ability Expert in Roundness, I feel that, Blissey, I feel that. Prevent all damage done to each of your Pokemon that has the Let's All Roll Out attack by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX. A very, very cool little ability that prevents a lot of damage being dealt to your attackers. Plus, you also have the Let's All Roll Out attack, which means that you can also deal extra damage with this card in play. I really like this. Why can't you just be good? I feel like I've already pulled a Toxtricity and I just ignored it. But Toxtricity is a good card as well. I should talk about that, right? I should talk about Toxtricity. Let's just keep opening cards and hopefully it comes up again. Hey, look at this! Not the full art that you'd necessarily want, but Sydney's still very, very nice. Look at him doing his hair in the bathroom there. What a guy. Your opponent reveals their hand. Discard up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon Duel cards, Special Energy, and Stadium cards from it. This card could see some play in a kind of a control-y deck, which I don't like the sound of, frankly. Control has never been my favorite type of deck, but you know what? This is a nice looking card. I wouldn't feel bad if someone played this. Look at that, the mirror in the background's even cracked. Look at that, the mirror's cracked in the background. You, sir, are going straight into a sleeve, and I reckon you can probably sit over here in the corner. Tell you what, just in front of the Dodrio. We are running very, very low on packs here, ladies and gentlemen. I am not entirely sure how many more we've got left, but it is not that many. Again, another dud pack, and I feel like there's a lot of these in this set. We have 5 packs to go. Let's keep on pushing through. There is obviously potential to pull a ton more cards, but I would not be surprised if we are looking at the extent of our pulls today. This also does not have a great number of good cards in it, but perhaps this pack. This is why I don't normally make pack opening stuff, by the way, because like it all just relies on just the random chance of pulling good cards. Either that, or I need to pretend that this Pikachu is better than it is, and I refuse to do that. Let's keep going. We've got something in here which I like. It's a Cinderace. This is a very exciting looking card. You'd think that this card would be good, but it's not necessarily super good competitively. It's got the all-out shot attack, which does 210, but you know, it's for 4 energy, not necessarily great. It's single strike though, and it evolves, like our Rillaboom in the back left corner, into a VMAX that is probably that little bit better. You know what, still a nice hit though. We'll put this one in a sleeve and stick him at the back. Last 3 packs. If we are to pull anything else out of this box, it's gonna want to come relatively soon. We don't necessarily have a lot of time. There was nothing in there. Only... oh, I just hit the camera. Only 2 more to go. Oh my god, I'm starting to feel anxious. This is a bit of a concern. Just come off opening Celebrations packs, where every single pack is like eating a big old bag of candy. Not another one. Another pack that's no good. We could be looking at a box that has only a few hits, but you know what? That's life. Sometimes... oh, that's the bottom. That's life. Sometimes you don't always get what you want, and it just goes to show the message of the day. Do not buy boxes. Buy the cards you want, you ding-a-ling. Alright, let's just cruise on through here. We'll take this one nice and slow so as to be disappointed by the Blissey in the rare slot. Not a great end to this one, but you know what? We've gotten plenty of cards. We've got ourselves a Greninja, a Dodrio, a Pikachu, a Cinderace, and a Rillaboom. They're all decent little V cards that'll go nicely in a binder somewhere. But we did manage to get these 3. Full Art Sydney is okay. These are the exciting ones in the set, though. Gengar VMAX and Mew V. A shame we didn't get the VMAX for the Mew, but you know what? Can't have it all. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along. These cards are definitely worth it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Like I've said multiple times, buy singles. It's not going to hurt you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel by liking the video or subscribing, even becoming a member if you have decided to do so. If you would like to do that, there's links and stuff down below. I'm going to head out of here. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to clean up in this room. I will catch you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.